Hey, David Perdue here. I just wanted to show you real quickly how to use InstaZign. Now, you've probably heard me talking about this already a little bit, and if you purchased, congratulations, this is an awesome tool. I'm really excited about this because, as you know, if you know us and been hanging around the Insiders Club or even reading some of our blog posts lately, we're really focused on organic traffic right now. We spend a lot of time building our paid traffic, but not a lot of time building organic traffic. The biggest thing we can do with organic traffic is create a lot of visuals, because that's what works on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, Twitter, all of these platforms. We've actually created some tools that will help people use these images on those platforms. So let me show you, and we talk about those, by the way, in our Social Media Mastery Facebook group. So once you grab this tool, we'll get you in that Facebook group and you'll get access to those tools. Now, let me show you why I love this product, InstaZign, so much, and why it's going to help us so much in our content creation, our visual content creation. So first off, here is the, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, by the way, on the basics of this, because right here under your profile, when you get in, you'll see this training. And I'm going to go ahead and open that up in another window, and you're going to see that Brett Ingram, who does a great job of training, has a ton of training and tutorial videos on using this tool. And they're incredibly helpful and awesome. So let's just dig right in. I'm going to build something real fast and show you how we can create multiple images, multiple sizes, and just quickly why I love this thing. Okay, so no further ado. Here's the templates. I'm on the templates tool right here, and you can see when I click on templates that we have all of these different categories: self-help, real estate, travel, retail, shopping, relationships, dating, internet. So there's a lot of niche type stuff here. So I'm going to create a personal development one, because we have a product called Camp Clarity, which is very good for personal development and self-help, helping people understand what they need to do. I'm in the self-help. I'm going to scroll down and see what kind of template I want to use on this thing. Let's say this one looks pretty good. There's no freedom without bravery. Now that the template is loaded, you'll see it shows up over here in this section, and I can come over and click on this. These elements here are grouped, otherwise they would show up down here. So I'll just ungroup that by clicking this button, which is the ungroup button. Here's the group button. These are the ones that move layers back and forth. You can center the layers, do all of that here. You can duplicate, you can delete. So I'm going to ungroup that. Okay, so there's a couple of things I don't like about this template. The first is this is about taking that first scary step. So it's a little bit confusing because you can see that there's running water, there's white water here, and this is a kind of a rickety bridge. So I don't want to cover all that up like this is. What I'm going to actually do is make my rectangle a different size here. I'm going to bring it like this, and all I do is grab the handles just like you do in any graphic program and move it around a little bit, and maybe I can come down a little bit more. Then I'm going to move my text here, kind of like this, and I'm going to bring this over here, and I'm going to grab this text and move it up here. Okay. So I'm going to make this a little smaller, so I can do it in a couple of ways. I can change the size here. I can change the colors if I want to. But what I'm just going to do is grab the handle and move it down so it's about the same size as this one. Pop it up here a little bit smaller. There we go. And I'm just going to bring this in here like this. Make it a little bit bigger, like that. Drop this down a little bit like this, and this here, make it a little bit bigger so that we hit those two big keyword kind of things there. Okay, so there's no freedom without bravery. Now the color on freedom, let's change that. Let's make that. Let's see what we do with like that. That's what I like on freedom and bravery. Now the same. Okay. So now I'm going to save this, and you can see now this gives you a little bit more image of a little bit more of the image, so you understand a little bit more what's going on here. So I'm going to come over and I'm going to click this checkbox, which locks the background. So the background, I can't move the background by grabbing it here. So what I'm going to do now is just come in, highlight the box, the image, and the text. It's all highlighted. I'm going to group that so that it doesn't move. I can move it all at once if I want to. Okay, so I'm going to group it like that. And now it's gone over here, so it is grouped and it's in place. So I could move it around together anywhere I want. So I could actually do this. I could move it here, wherever I want. Let's just keep it right about here. Okay, so there I have changed this template. Now I want to save this template. And you see here, this is, well, you probably can't see it, but it's 3500 to 2500 down here in the bottom. So that's a pretty good sized picture. Now I'm going to save this template just by clicking here, and I'm going to save it to the computer. And what I've learned is it doesn't matter what you put in here after you put the first one in here. So I'm going to put in freedom. I'll explain what that means in a second. That was vague. Bravery, original. Okay. So now I'm going to click OK. Now it comes over to where I'm saving my templates. And there it is. I've saved it. And now I will download this image. Oh wait, I'm going to add something to this. I'm going to add our logo. So I'm going to upload. I'm going to call this, it's going to be an image that I upload. And and I just have to give it a type of image that it is. And I'm going to click here, call it done. And now I go over and get my image, which is down here. And I'm going to do the white. I've got a bunch of logos here. So there's my white logo, PNG, so it has the background, and I drag it and drop it there. Okay, so there's my white image. Pop it in here. It shows up over here as an image, and I can resize this however I want and put it wherever I want. So I'm going to drop it right in here so that it is kind of watermarked now with our own image. Okay, so now I'm going to save this again because remember I did that before, but I didn't have the image. Now I'm going to click on computer again, and this is where I meant that it does not matter what I put in here, because it'll take me back here, and this is my Freedom Bravery Original. I just save it again, place. Now I'm going to download the image itself. Freedom Bravery, and it's going to be a PNG image. Okay, so I've got a PNG image now of that. Now, this is the really cool part that I wanted to show you. There's so much you can do with this. I don't want to go through all of these because you can get this in the training so easily, including what I'm going to show you, but this is the selling point for me. The sizing and the spinning and the cinematic are three huge things that help us create a lot of images. Now remember, our goal is to create a lot of images. But I am going to do one more thing to this before we go here. So what I'm going to do is click on this. And you see I've got a bar now, a border bar around this, and that's kind of nice looking. I like it. And now I can save this again to my computer. I'm saving the template, so I can come back and edit this. This was the original that I did. I'm going to add original with border so that I know which is which. Okay, and now I'm going to save that image again. So already I've created two images that I can use in multiple ways. Okay, so I'm going to click on size. Now you can see that it has created a square post 1080 by 1080. It did not fill it all the way out, so I can fix that if I want to. Here's a YouTube cover. Here's a LinkedIn profile cover. Here's the Twitter ad cover. Here's a story type cover. Now you'll see that story type cover is not very successful because it doesn't show the entire picture. We'll fix that. Okay. Here is blog post, banner ads that you can edit and fix, and here is Facebook ads. So I'm going to keep this one for sure because I might want to use that as a Facebook ad. So I'm going to save this. So notice I clicked on that little edge down here, the download edge icon, and I'm going to call this my Facebook ad with border. Okay, saving that. Okay, so now I'm going to load the story one. I didn't show you this, but I did download a bunch of the templates from the sizing. So I have all the templates in the folder, and I'm going to go ahead and load the story one, which was kind of an issue if you remember. So we need to fix that quickly. So I'm going to click on Load Computer. I will drag it in. That was the story one, and it's the bad one. I'll drag it in over here. It's going to load. Okay, what makes this one a problem is that you don't see anything in the image. It's kind of like in the wrong spot. Now, to make this work, to be able to grab anything and move it, you got to turn the border off, because anything up here, it sees as an overlay. So when you're grabbing anything in this image, if there's a border on, it's grabbing the border layer, and it's not going anywhere because it is hard-coded in here. So I'm turning that off, and I can just come in and hit this image like this and move it to the middle. Now that is already much better, right? So, like so, that is already much better. Now, if I come here and I'm going to ungroup this, well, first let's move this down. So I kind of like this kind of on this part of the page here, already looking better. This is for a Facebook story and a Snapchat story and the other stories that are out there that size, which is 1080 by 1920. So it's long vertical images. So I'm going to ungroup this. Now you notice that the text is back, and sometimes you have to click the text to make it show right back up. And there it is. Okay, so let's make this a little bit bigger. I want to make the text a little bigger and the background a little bit bigger. So I'm going to drag it from the middle to make it a little bigger like this. I'm going to grab this text, move it to the bottom, grab this, move it here, make it a little bit bigger there. I'm going to make this a lot bigger here. And let me just make this even like so, and I will now group all of this. So how do you group it? Okay, so let's go back up to the image here. I unchecked this box. This little lower left box, uncheck it, that locks the background. I can't move the background anymore, right there, just because I unchecked that box. Okay, so now what I'm going to do though is I just take my cursor and go over that whole piece and go group it. So I click the group button, now that's grouped. And I can move it once this disappears after it does the entire grouping. There you go. Now I can move it wherever I want to move it, and it fits right there on that bridge step, and everything's looking copacetic. So I'm going to grab this guy, put a better color on it. And there it is down here. I'll move it here. So now we've got a nice image. I can click my border back on all the way around. So I've got it, I save it to the computer, and it is now my story with a border. Okay, so now I can download it. Image. Story with a border. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm going to just show you quickly how many images I made. This is really kind of cool that we were able to do all of this. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'll just click on the icons so we can see what we got. So let me make this a little bit bigger so we can see here. So this is the image. That's one. I've quickly done these images with and without borders in multiple sizes That was it for that one. I've done some others here as well. So that was it for that one. And so I've done 6 or 7 images with and without borders, and they look really good. So I can use those now. I can have our team upload those as many as we want. So there you go. This to me is a really, really powerful tool. And I haven't even shown you the spin part yet, because the spin will actually change the background for you depending on the category that you create. And so you can have 10, 15, 20, 100 images of the same, with the same text, but different backgrounds. And you would go through and change them out and do whatever you wanted to do with them. So, and you can choose to spin the text so that the text is a different text color, text font. You can choose to spin the backgrounds of the little shapes in the background. You can choose to spin the color. It's just got a lot that you can do with it. So that's why this is such a great tool for us, and I'm sure it's going to be a great tool for you. So make sure that you jump on it right now while it's at the best price during the launch. Now also, you want to remember, you got to get the OTO1 on this thing to get the best parts, which is the sizing. You got to be able to do the sizing in this, and you want to make sure that you get that in the OTO. Now, the other OTOs will give you the spin capability and the cinematic and GIF capability. So you make your decisions, but I would recommend you get this at least the first 2, possibly 3 upsells on this to make sure that you're getting the best possible deal with this piece of software. Okay, so thanks for sticking with me, and I know we went a little long on this demonstration, but I wanted you to see the power of this tool. So make sure you click that link below and go grab this right now before it goes away, okay? Thanks. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.